A Refugee Project by Brady K. and Brandon B. Helen Luen was born in Russia in 1939. Her father was sent to Siberia when she was 2 years old. Long after, she and her family had discovered that her father had died from starvation. Russia was trying to empty itself of all men so that if they got captured, they didn't have to join the German army. When Helen was 4, one of her strongest memories was her running. The Germans had finally arrived in Mother Russia. Her and her family fled to the horse-drawn carts. Her mom, and her aunt got through, but the rest of her family got stopped and was sent back to Russia. In 1943, she finally made it to Germany. Her mom worked as a translator for the army, and they lived in fear of getting caught and sent back to Russia. A German woman helped Helen and her mother flee to the American-run refugee camp in Germany. They lived in the camp for 5 years. From there, Helen and her mother had high hopes to get into Canada, but there was no success. Instead, they traveled to Uruguay. From there, her mother taught in the refugee camps, and Helen and her mother cooked and cleaned for other people. Later on, Helen had a chance to do formal schooling and went to high school. From there, she had started to learn about the Lord and Jesus Christ. By the time she was 17, her mother had died from being very ill. Shortly after, a missionary couple had wanted to adopt her and take her home to Canada, but that didn't work out. Instead, she stayed behind and cooked and cleaned for a Jewish woman. When she was 18, she was married to a man named Hans. They moved to Paraguay and made their own family. They had 3 daughters. After that, she finally made it to Canada after all of the despair and stress she went through, and had her first son on Canadian ground in 1971. From there, her and her family settled to Vancouver, and she had become a chef since that was the only thing she was good at, she thought, when she was in Uruguay the whole time.